Welcome to
The Venus Files. I'm Talia.
I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Carmen.
Hi y'all.
Hey.
We're serving blue.
Yes.
This time, I'm Talia serving us hat.
Yeah, you want to see what's underneath it. Thank y'all.
You look good.
Well,
Yes, you do.
You look good.
Yes.
Today's topic, child. And let's drum roll. Let's just say this. I think it's going to be a little biased because you're looking at 3 married women. So we probably should have invited a single person to sit with us today.
Okay.
Maybe.
So we want to be clear that this may come off from a biased perspective. But anyway,
Okay.
Yes, it is.
the topic is single until married.
Mm-hmm.
So Carmen, teach us.
Okay.
Yes.
How did
Let's
this
just get started. Okay. So there has been a recent, not uproar, but you're seeing posts related to being single until married. So I will just read the post for reference.
please?
Okay. Until you get married, you are single, all caps. If you are, we just got engaged, you're still single. I live with my boyfriend and we have kids, you still single. We've been together for over 15 years. You're super single, maybe common law, but still single. I call his mother my mom, and she calls you single. Okay, my kids call him dad, single. We have joint bank accounts. You still single. He has credit in my name. This post says, oh, you stupid and single. That's the post.
Okay.
And Carmen, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts.
She's not ready. She's not ready.
No, like I really feel like
She's ready.
yeah, this is like a common theme because when I was dating my husband, I would say this all the time that I'm single until I'm married.
So I think, can we define single?
Yes,
Please.
So, and that's a good point because
Yeah.
everyone has to define single for themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So, there is a social single and there is a legal single.
What's
Like the literal word of single, right? So, if I want to be like kind of a butthole about it, when I say I'm single till I'm married, I'm definitely meaning the legal version of single. So that means you don't get certain access to me until we're married. Meaning I'm not going into a bank account with you. I'm not buying a home with you. But that's definitely a personal preference. I mean, just because it's my opinion doesn't mean that everyone else has to adopt it. And it doesn't mean that I judge other people. You have to do what's best for you. Now, do I believe that when you are in a relationship that you're technically socially single? No. But I do believe in the idea of dating. And I believe that if we have not set clear boundaries, I'm still single. Which means that if I'm dating someone, dating, not in a relationship, I am still texting other people. I'm not sleeping with other people because it has to be a conversation. But I am still dating because you don't have any possession of me until we have made that very clear.
child possession?
She's in position.
Yeah, because I do feel that sometimes men will say, well, I thought this and I thought that. Well, you guys have to be on the same page. It has to be a conversation. This is not something that you just fall into. We all know that marriage is what we call it, a business, an agreement, a legal contract.
Correct.
And the same should go for relationships. Everything should be laid out.
Clear boundaries.
Yes. And so there is no, well, you shouldn't be doing this. But if I'm telling you from jump, unless you want these type of commitments, this has to happen, then just know I'm still probably single and dating. And I expect him to do the same because I've had, like, on this post I posted, people say, well, does that go for the male and female? Well, of course. Because I want you to choose me. So that means that even if you're always going to have access to everyone, whether you're married or not. Rings don't stop anything. A contract doesn't stop anything. We hear about infidelity in marriages all the time.
Right.
So just because you're married, it doesn't stop anything. So if I give you the freedom to go talk to someone, you can do that whether you're in a relationship, single or married. It doesn't matter. That person is going to do what they want to do, regardless. So I just want him to choose me and have all the options. Because that means he really chose me because he wanted me. Okay. Now there's my spiel.
That's a lot.
It was.
I mean,
because it's a lengthy topic.
Drink to that.
I don't know. I'm indifferent. Like, I think think of it here. I go like legal standpoint. Okay, when you go to like the doctor's office or you have to fill out paperwork, it asks the options are single, married, divorced, and widowed, or separated, widowed.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like there's no like I'm taking option, or so you always will select single if you're not married or any of the other ones.
It's either one or the other.
It's either one or the other.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking of it like from like medical standpoint, like okay, if you are in a long-term relationship and you guys aren't married, he or she cannot be making decisions unless you have like a living will or like make him a power of attorney. So it would go to next of kin. So I'm thinking like all that. So I'm like, well, I guess you are technically single. But if you've been dating for some years, like you wouldn't do. I didn't know. Well, one, I didn't know there was like a difference between social and legal. Because in my head, I'm just like, if you guys been dating for some years, or even like you said, common law, 7 years of being in a relationship, that's like. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't call you married, but you're not single either. So I don't. I mean, I
I
get
feel
it.
the same way.
To the courts, you would be though.
Yeah.
Unless you have established common law marriage,
Yes.
which is another legal document, just like marriage is. You still single, just like the whole thing with DMX and his fiance.
Right.
She
That's
ain't
true.
getting nothing.
Could you imagine?
Right.
She ain't
Yeah.
getting
Did y'all see that
nothing.
post? It's just like you're in the obituary as just like a special
A special
friend.
friend.
Oh,
Look at
Police.
this. I mean, you have had a child with this man.
Ugh.
You built a life together, and you get nothing because of that one critical detail of not having a document.
But that's critical.
It's
And
critical.
really, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, it's insulting.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm good enough to spend your time with, and I'm good enough to have your child, but I'm not good enough to be your spouse.
Right.
I don't like that.
Right.
But going back to one of the things about the post saying our bank accounts are joint, now I say this all the time, friends are not. Y'all know I feel marriage is a contract.
Yeah.
And the moment my coins are intermingling with your coins, child, we together, child. Together.
yeah.
You know, like
For
that's
real.
a lot of responsibility and a lot of trust and a lot of togetherness. So to me, it's like that's when the single boundary has been cut.
Yeah.
Because now you're touching my coins.
But it's interesting that people are more willing, well, vice versa. So people are more willing to do that versus not getting married.
Why?
Some people do.
Can y'all get in the comments and let us know why?
Please.
Some people do. Well, because I do know of one situation where this person was previously married and then this person kind of like ruined their credit. Right? So this person did not want to get married
Again.
for 7 years until that kind of stuff falls off. You know, it takes 7 years for things to fall off your credit
Okay.
and all the things,
So there
right?
was a thought process.
There was a plan in place.
Yeah. Okay.
But, you know, still, it's like, do I have to deal with that? No. You know, that's a lot. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and until you gotta be careful who you choose to spend your life with and marry and all that.
And have your children.
Yeah, oh, for
Right.
sure. But it's interesting how we're willing to give people these privileges without a simple it's not simple because it's very complicated.
Yeah.
But without requiring them to make sure that we're legally good.
Right.
Right.
Like we give people crazy access to stuff.
Yeah, no.
Like, and I know people talk about sex, and you know, like, I'm gonna be real. I think that's a personal choice, whether or not you require sex before marriage, or if you're okay with that. I think that's different. I mean, you can't really throw that in there. But I would say we all agree that money is kind of like the hot topic here, because that's usually why people don't get married.
That's
They
the
wanna-
first trigger to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, like, think about like if like the whole DMX thing, she has nothing.
Could you imagine?
So until then, I'm single until I'm married.
Yeah.
You gotta make that clear.
Yeah.
And I think that as women, we hold, and I say, and we don't hold the power, but we are giving out the privileges. Usually we're giving out the privileges of, you know, we're making a home for this person.
And you're not requiring them
We're
to
not
marry.
requiring them to
Right.
marry us.
Yeah.
We're giving them
Boy.
100%. And I'm not saying that. 'cause
Speak
there-
to them out
Right,
there.
because there are some men that feel like, oh, I have to test you out and see if you're gonna be wife material and all that.
Yeah.
That's fine, and the woman can make that own decision. Now, for Carmen, you're probably gonna get about, I'm gonna say a strong 70% from me without marriage.
Because I can't provide you all
I
of the
can't.
benefits without
Because
the,
then why
yeah.
would you?
Why? Yeah, that's true. And I think one of close friends that I have, and they've been together for years, and it's one of those situations like, well, I mean, why would he marry you at this point?
Mm-hmm.
You providing all the tools,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is the benefit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I kind of look at it also though, there's married folks that are separated and they're dating.
Yeah.
So how does then, legally then, if they're still married, does that spouse still get the decision in the end if they're,
Yeah.
okay,
Usually.
regardless of if they're separated
Yeah,
and dating?
I think there's some legal things in place, and it depends on the state. But you married.
Right. And that's what it is.
Yeah. That's what I say. It's social and legal now. Is we follow different rules socially than we do legally, because people
Yes.
get surprised as hell. Surprised, sorry, when we get in the courts, and then it's like, oh, well, I thought it was gonna be this. It's not. We don't care how you live your life. We don't care that you've been together 15
To me,
years.
that's an overall depiction of how you feel about me overall.
Yeah.
Like when my husband got his life insurance policy, I fell further in love.
Mhm.
Because now I feel like you're thinking about me long term.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're trying to make sure me and the baby are good no matter what happens. And unfortunately, in our community, we lose young black men at a rate that I don't care for. Anything can happen at any minute.
Yes.
You could be at the wrong stoplight with the wrong police officer. You know, like anything could happen.
Right.
So we need to be prepared. So it's just like, if you're not thinking about the legal word of single when you're being with me, then I feel like you're not appreciating me and, I don't know, showing me that you love me overall.
But can't you still be single and still take care of the legal aspects in that? If they do have
Yeah.
like a will or power of attorney or anything like that?
Yeah, but then the question I would have as a married woman is why? Like, why not then just marry me? If you're going to do all these steps to be single but make sure I'm good, why would you go through all these hoops rather than you could just get a marriage license and we fine? Why are you so intent on not being
marrying
married,
me.
on not marrying me?
Yeah.
And then you hear the excuse of like some men had, or men or women, had bad experiences in the past.
Right.
And so they decided that they just don't want to get married.
Right.
Or they came from a home where their parents, got a divorce or they didn't work out, so they decided they didn't want to be married. But if you encounter me and you still feel that way, and I haven't made you feel a way that I'm someone you want to be in union with, then I have to agree with Karen. Single is single. But that hurts my feelings.
I mean, but that's how we have to think of it, because we try to like make it something it's not. Like we say, but if this, but if that, like we make all these exceptions.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It really is that. Did I change your perspective?
Kinda.
Dang.
I'm working on it. I'm just
You
like,
kinda did.
I'm still indifferent. I'm just like, cause why does marriage like hold so much? It's a legal document, like holds so much. I want to say power.
Because it's a covenant.
What do you look now? We can talk about the spiritual side, yes, but the legal and social, I'm just like.
Well, what do you think?
So why'd you get married?
I was more so on the spiritual side.
The covenant.
The covenants, like sex out of marriage, like
So from the legal standpoint, you would have been good either way.
Nah, I got. Okay, I say this because it's like I personally feel at this moment in time in my life I would not get married again. So if anything was to go, I love my husband, everything's good, but I'm just saying if ever, and I don't know if I would get married again. So you guys are kind of in my ear, like, okay, well then am I not having access to certain things? What if he takes care of it legally and we could still not have to be? I mean, Oprah and Stedman, y'all, like, what?
But they have advised.
That's a valid reason, though.
Yeah,
if I was Oprah,
What?
for what?
For what?
She doesn't need it.
What would be the benefit for Oprah to get married?
Yeah, she doesn't need it.
That's what I'm saying. So why is marriage just about like the benefits you're gonna get legally or
It's a different caliber of
Yeah.
coin. It's a different caliber of
They're
coin.
not regular people.
Like who got
Okay, but so you guys are talking about being married provides you what? The
legal
benefits?
stability that if something happens, like
Happens.
DMX girlfriend, if something happens, I'm good.
So it makes sense for Stedman to pursue marriage with her, not her pursue marriage with him.
But I'm sure she's not gonna just leave him just coinless. Like I'm sure
We gonna see.
she.
But we're just saying, we don't know.
Oprah,
We don't
please
know.
prove me.
Let us know, Oprah.
And that's her business.
And that's her
And
business.
that's her business. It's
I
not
mean,
none about
but when
her
you love
business.
somebody, I don't think.
But see, we all talk about if you love me, well, prove it. Make sure that there are things in place so I'm taken care of. Now, we can agree what we want that to look like. Because there are some people who truly get married for access to this country, and they have no doings with one another.
Correct. Correct.
You know, they do that merely for the resources and the assess. Anyway, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but their access to this country and its resources, right?
Right.
So, like I said, there is definitely some legal and social caveats to this.
Yes.
But for some regular old people in a regular old neighborhood, we need to get married to make this legit.
Yeah.
Because we ain't got money like Oprah and Stedman where I'm gonna be good and he gonna be good. No. And we just doing this because we want to be around each other. Right. I need your coin to make sure that this family continues to be prosperous after you gone.
Correct.
But I think you have to be at that type of coin level. Like, because if you're saying regular people, some people who just, you don't got money, I ain't got money, so why does it matter? Or why?
They got money.
So, I mean, even in a marriage, though, you can still have to have a, what's the document where you won't get any of their money? A prenup, thank you. So even in marriage, you can still not get anything. You could be left with absolutely.
But you have to agree on that. Like when you sign those legal documents, y'all are all on the same page.
Especially in Texas, common law.
Yeah, I just think like what it comes down to is that we need to just make sure y'all are on the same page, regardless of what both y'all are okay with it. So if there's a legal document, I know what's going to happen if this ends. You know what's going to happen. Versus if we don't do anything and I'm sitting here at your funeral, not knowing I'm gonna have half of your estate, not knowing if I'm gonna have control over this or that,
not knowing if I gotta go get a job.
Yeah, it's like I feel like with there being legal things in place, there won't be any surprises.
So that's what I'm saying. It's, you guys are at you have to be at a certain coin level. If neither one's bringing much to the table, that's why I feel like
if you're bringing, maybe you could be bringing trash to the table. Then that's even more of a reason that a conversation needs to be had. Because at this point in the game, I've been married since I was broke. So we met in college. I didn't have anything. So at that point, there was no conversation for a prenup or no conversation for, what it could be. We was just growing together, right? At this stage in the game, if I were to have to ever get remarried, if something happened, well, conversation gonna be have to have. Because your credit score needs to be up to par. Like we gotta look at the papers. Because it goes back to what you're saying. What am I getting married for if it's not going to help me at that point at 33?
Right.
Yeah, no. Call me back.
I just think that y'all need to be on the same page. I keep going back for that because I just feel like for Carmen, I can just speak for myself. That's how I feel about it, and I don't foresee that changing. Like I'm with you. I may or may not get married again because I would probably desire the companionship,
right,
but not the responsibility of marriage,
right.
But I would know that. And then my partner and I
will communicate
that.
Yes.
And then it'll be, like I said, just being open and honest, everybody on the same page. And then anytime it changes, we just let each other know. That's what being an adult is about. Having those hard conversations.
Those hard conversations. Yeah. It's true.
But also, dating is dating.
And dating in these day and ages is... I don't know.
Doesn't it sound terrifying?
Girl.
We're biased because we haven't done it in a long time. We've been married since 99. Girl. We don't know what that looks like. But when I noticed you said something, this is off subject, but you said like if something were to happen, you wouldn't get married again.
I don't think I would. Don't hold me to it. I don't think so.
We don't. I mean, who's to say it won't happen anyway? You're happily married. The issue though is that I had it's not an issue, but I thought it was interesting. I had a close friend of mine who is single tell me that she is waiting for somebody, like seconds. Like she's waiting for somebody because she's still single. She's our age, and she's waiting. Somebody gonna get a divorce, and that's gonna end up being my husband at this point.
Wow.
Hold on.
Wow.
Okay.
Not waiting for a specific person.
Right.
But she's just saying she thinks that whoever she marries will be somebody who's done it already.
Right.
Oh, that she'll be the second wife.
Because of this age, because of the age that we're at.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Is it because
as we get older, people are getting married, they're having kids. So that mindset of getting someone who's don't have no kids, never been married before, as we get older, that minimizes.
Yes.
But that was the first time I ever heard anybody say that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
But
that means somebody out here waiting on your husband.
That's true. That is true.
That's a word.
That is true.
Somebody out here waiting on your husband.
That is true.
Y'all come
for sure. Exactly. Be presentable at home. Make them choose you every day.
Every day.
But to kind of talk about that, I don't know if y'all listen to Candace Samuels. Y'all know I love him. I love him. But
Don't.
according to him, there are so many black men who are single and who have been unmarried, never been married, with no children. But women don't really have access to them because they don't have to choose.
What do you mean they don't have to choose?
Yeah.
They don't have to get married because they are the high value man, so they can take their pick. So there are men like with your friend that she may not have to have someone as a second marriage. There are men out there who are our age who've never been married and don't have kids and have a good job.
My
They just
single
don't have to
friends,
choose.
my single friends would challenge that and say where they at.
But they're not looking for a commitment. Those type of men usually don't have to choose.
Because they have so much going for them, or what?
Yeah, because they can have a different woman every night. Because all the women want them. They don't have to be. They don't have to choose one woman and be okay with
Well,
it.
I don't like that statement because that made it seem like our husbands had to choose.
They made their choice and they chose us.
Yeah, and I think it boils down to also, I mean, I look at it as too, as like you said, companionship, and also just you thinking you're gonna grow old with this person and you don't want to die by yourself or alone. You want to have someone there by your side, whether to take care of you or once the kids are all gone, like you guys have each other. So those that are single now and having to choose, don't have to choose, and one woman one night or one man one night and another, like eventually
That's gonna get lonely.
it's gonna get lonely.
It does.
Like
I was talking about that earlier this morning with my husband. I said, about what age is that for men? And he said, about 38.
38?
That's what he said.
That's younger than I thought he would say.
He said 38. He said, you looking around, you about 38, and you ain't got nobody. You looking around like, what woman am I going to get at this age that's going to have their first baby for me?
I would like to ask that question to an older person. Because how old is your husband?
33.
So to him, 38 is old. I'd like to have that
I don't
conversation
think
with a
it's
40-year-old.
old. I think in the 30s I would say for men. I would think. I don't know. I mean, obviously
We're not men.
But so
So-
any men who want to chime in, please do so because I mean,
Interesting.
I don't know.
At what age do you feel like you need some companionship?
I would say 50.
I think that too. I would have been late 40s.
50.
I would have thought late 40s.
I was going to
for
say
men.
like 47, 48.
As women,
As women.
Oh no, I was saying it for men, my opinion for men. For women, I think it's different because women have this biological clock of thinking, oh, well, I need to hurry and meet somebody and get married because I want to have kids by a certain age.
We're talking about kids, though. I'm talking about companionship, period. Like, without, like, not even thinking about the family situation. I'm thinking about if I'm just choosing a companion. Like, let's say if I've lived my life, I'm fine with whatever happened, and by the time I look around and be like, you know what, this house is really just me. I would say they're probably 50 for me.
Wow.
Because the saying goes, I have more yesterdays than tomorrows.
You're a poet today, sis.
And I think, because I've had a lot of patients that will get divorced at about 50, in their 50s, late 50s, going into their 60s, because they say they deserve to be happy because they have more yesterdays than tomorrows.
Because they feel like they haven't been happy this whole
A
time?
lot of times we stay.
Oh, Jesus.
We stay in a marriage because we feel like we fix the mold.
Yeah.
And then, we realize we get to a certain point and then we say, you know what? I really don't have that many more tomorrows. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to go ahead and leave them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it's the generation
Right.
now that's like 50s because, they still have some traditional viewpoints and things like that. But anyway, that's not
Wow.
I mean, I married at a young age, and I you guys know.
How old were you when you got married?
Well, I got married at 24, 25. Wait, how long?
That's standard.
So, well, I shouldn't say I got married at a young age. I met my husband at a young age. I was 17. So we did date for 8 years. So I met him at 17. I know I wasn't ready. But anyways, to go to the point, why are they drinking? Why are they drinking? Why are they sipping?
I was dry.
I'm thirsty.
It's really dry.
That might be another episode. I gotta figure out why. But no, yes. I mean, I know where you guys are getting at. So that's why you guys get this point where I say I may not marry again because all I know is my husband, and I don't know. I just know marriage, kind of like I know commitment, or I know a long-term relationship. So the dating game, I don't know how I would do well in because I just never.
You never had to do it.
I never had to do it, so I'm like, I don't even know, like,
And when I talk to my single friends, it's a journey out here. They make it sound miserable.
Yeah.
Right. But did you guys see that post? It was like of shoes. Like, you know, it's like married women wear these type of shoes. And a mom of one wears these type of shoes. A mom of like multiple kids wear these type of shoes. And a divorce wears these type of shoes. Well, the divorced woman, it was in stilettos. All the other shoes were like, you know, but the divorced woman had on the stilettos. She was she was on point, like kind of thing. Like when those divorced women and those that are, you know, single, we say are living their best lives. You know.
Well, I say the divorced lady was in the stilettos because she was in them little sorry shoes before. Married women stay in them stilettos. Get your
right. I was gonna say, like, what?
Date your husband.
Yeah. Why do people think that once you get married, like all the effort stops?
I know.
Like I'm wearing the stilettos.
Right.
I mean, I was wearing some tennis shoes and UGG boots here and there. I slowed down, but then I was like,
all of us, yes.
You know, but then you do have to catch yourself, and you do. You got to put on the stilettos. You got to date your husband.
Date night, please.
Date your husband.
Because somebody's out here waiting on your husband.
Yeah.
That's what we've learned.
I was about to say. I told him, I'm like, I'm your wife, I'm your girlfriend, I'm your side chick, I'm all of it. I'm all of it. I'm all of it.
You know, let me tell you a quick story. So let me share this with the people. So we started date night right on Thursday night, and at the time we were planning date night. It was on Thursday. It was planning date night. At that time I didn't have my hair on, right? Chilling in the house. And he was like, "It's date night tonight," and I was like, "Okay." He said, "I'm going to date night with my girlfriend tonight," and I was just joking, and I said, "She got long hair or short hair?"
Right. Who you want me to be today?
Which one? What do I put on today?
He said, "Man, I don't know. She a magician. I don't even know."
I love it.
Switch it up on him.
Yeah.
Switch it up on him. That's so funny you say that.
Yes.
Wow. Single until you're married.
Yeah.
Good meeting.
Yeah.
Yes.
We want to hear from y'all, and specifically, no bias. We need to hear from some single people.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling single out here, or have y'all been together so long that you feel like, no, we married? Like, let us know. And if you are, we want to hear how you're maneuvering that, because if something happens to one of y'all tomorrow, what's that look like? Y'all good?
That's true.
The house good? The kids good? We want to know, because Carmen taught us today that the legal and social definitions are very different.
They are different.
Good learning lesson.
You're welcome.
We want to hear from you people.
Yes.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.